Hey friends, and welcome back to a brand new video dedicated to Poppy Playtime series. Today we're going to take a deep look at all the latest news surrounding this series. Recently, Mob Entertainment has released several announcements, small hints, and suspicious movements that, as always, are never random. In this video, we will analyze them, trying to understand what they are really trying to tell us and how these elements could connect to the future of the saga. But that's not all, because today is not just any day. Tomorrow is Christmas, and those who follow Poppy Playtime closely know very well that holidays are often accompanied by special content. In fact, Mob Entertainment will most likely release a new Christmas-themed artwork, just like they have done in the past. And this opens the door to many theories and speculations. During this video, we will talk not only about official news, but we will also try to imagine what we might see in tomorrow's Christmas-themed image. Hidden characters, references to Chapter 5, unsettling details disguised by a festive atmosphere, and maybe even some important clues about the future of the story. Of course, as always, we will try to connect all the dots, analyzing every possible detail, because in the world of Poppy Playtime, nothing is placed there by chance. Before we begin, as always, remember that if you enjoy the video, leaving a like is the best way to support the channel, and if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any news, theories, or updates about Poppy Playtime. That said, make yourselves comfortable, because we have a lot to analyze, and what might happen tomorrow could be more important than we imagine. Let's get started right now. First of all, let's start with a new official image that has been published directly on the official Poppy Playtime store website. As we already saw yesterday, the entire Nightmare Critters plush collection is finally complete. This means that it is now possible to purchase all 8 Nightmare Critters plushies with no exceptions. Precisely for this reason, Mob Entertainment published an official image where we can see all the characters of the Nightmare Critters family together. It is a very clear, direct, and above all, symbolic image, because it represents the definitive closure of a cycle connected to these characters. The Nightmare Critters are a family of characters that was officially introduced in Chapter 4. This means that their entire arc, at least from a merchandising point of view, has now been fully revealed. There are no missing plushies anymore, there are no more characters to add, the collection is complete. And when Mob Entertainment completes a line of merchandising, they usually do not do it randomly. On the contrary, historically this has always been a very clear signal. It means they are closing the focus on a specific chapter to prepare the ground for what comes next. So now that the Chapter 4 merchandising has been fully revealed, we seriously need to start preparing for what will come next. Because Chapter 5 is currently in development, and it is only a matter of time before Mob Entertainment starts shifting attention toward its official merchandising as well. This transition is extremely important, because very often merchandising shows hidden details of the new characters. So this image is not just a simple promotional photo of plushies, but it could represent the definitive end of the Nightmare Critters era and the beginning of a new phase connected to Chapter 5. And now let's move on with another very important official announcement from Mob Entertainment, which this time focuses more on the commercial side of the game, but is still worth analyzing, because these moves often tell us a lot about their strategy. Yesterday, Mob Entertainment published an official post announcing that all Poppy Playtime chapters on PlayStation, from Chapter 1 to Chapter 4, are currently discounted by 50%. This is a very significant discount, especially for those who have been waiting for the right moment to catch up with the saga on console. However, this announcement did not come out of nowhere. It perfectly aligns with what Mob Entertainment announced a few days ago, when they revealed that the chapters on Steam would also be discounted. In other words, these are the classic winter sales connected to the Christmas season, and they involve all the main platforms. This detail is also important, because it shows Mob Entertainment's intention to strongly push Poppy Playtime during the holiday period. Maybe to attract new players who have never tried the game before, or to convince those who are behind to catch up on the previous chapters before the release of Chapter 5. In this post, Mob Entertainment also shared an official artwork where we can see Poppy's head. Unfortunately, this image does not show any hidden or secret details. There are no strange symbols, no hidden references, and no clear connections to the story or to the next chapters. For this reason, it is very likely that this image was used simply as a visual element, to make the post more complete and more appealing from a graphic point of view. Nothing more than that. As a result, in this case there is no point in forcing analysis or theories. This announcement should therefore be seen mainly as a seasonal marketing move, useful to strengthen Poppy Playtime's presence during the Christmas period, but without any particular narrative or theoretical implications. With that said, let's move on, because the really interesting stuff is still coming. And now it's time to talk about the most important part of this video, which is what could happen tomorrow. Because if the previous image didn't have any hidden details and didn't offer any real theory material, the one that could arrive tomorrow is a completely different story. Tomorrow, in fact, it will be Christmas. And anyone who has followed Poppy Playtime for a long time knows very well that Mob Entertainment never releases random content during the holidays. On the contrary, very often the holiday-themed artworks are the ones that hide the most secrets. In past years, we have already seen this strategy in action. Last year, for example, Mob Entertainment released a Christmas-themed artwork that, at first glance, looked like a simple festive image like many others. But by looking more closely, in the distance, it was possible to notice the silhouette of Doughy the Doughman. And the really interesting thing is that, at that time, Doughy the Doughman had not been officially revealed yet. This shows us one very clear thing. Mob Entertainment uses festive artworks to tease future characters, inserting subtle clues that only the most attentive fans can notice. And this is exactly why this year's Christmas artwork could be extremely important. Since Mob Entertainment is now focused on the development of Chapter 5, it is very likely that tomorrow's Christmas artwork will contain direct or indirect references to this chapter. We could see mysterious silhouettes, suspicious environmental elements, or small details that seem insignificant but actually hide clues about new characters. And when we talk about new characters, we know very well that every tiny shadow, reflection, or shape can become the starting point for tons of new theories. For this reason, we need to be mentally prepared, because tomorrow's image could open a brand new wave of speculation that will follow us for weeks, if not months. So keep your eyes wide open, because the Christmas artwork will not just be a simple holiday greeting, but could be a real hidden message from Mob Entertainment. And if that's the case, we will have a lot of material to analyze. Now we reach the end of this video. And before closing this video, let's do a quick recap of everything we talked about today. We discussed the latest official Poppy Playtime news, starting from the new image published on the store that celebrates the complete Nightmare Critters plush collection, a clear sign that the focus on Chapter 4 is coming to an end. We then talked about the winter discounts on PlayStation and Steam, a great opportunity to catch up on all the chapters in preparation for what's coming next. But most importantly, we looked ahead to tomorrow, because the Christmas artwork could hide important clues related to Chapter 5, just like what happened in the past. And that's exactly where new theories, new connections, and new revelations could begin. So make sure to stay tuned, because in the coming days, there will be new videos, new analyses, and of course many new theories, dedicated to everything Mob Entertainment will show us. Thank you so much to all of you for the support and for watching this video until the end. You are amazing. See you soon. Bye bye.